Clearing ancestral energies around money. Let me read you a journey, so sit back and relax. This is with my 3 main totems. Kashaka, a black jaguar, Chatusma, a cheetah, and Cheetak, a red-tailed hawk. I was told that we are going to clear old ancestral energies around money, that these are very old patterns. When I take these journeys with my totems, we are healing subconscious patterns, and so they lead me, and I have to surrender to the process, but at some point during the journey, I have to step forward and deal with the energies myself. I'm reading my notes from the journey, so you might hear some pages turn. We start in the sacred grove, where I work with my totems in my temple of light in my heart. And this time we start the journey and I'm wearing a flight suit. Every time I start a journey, I'm wearing something a little different, which gives an idea of what we're going to be doing. So I'm in this flight suit, and it's the 3 of us. So we climb to the top, some open branches and a large lodgepole pine that's there, me and Cheetak. I place my hand on his back, and he's able to stay connected while he flies. Almost like I'm a hang glider, and he's the wings. We are flying above a savanna, and we head into some mountains in the distance. I see the cats moving below us and can feel the joy of their full-out running. We come to the foothills of the mountains, and the landscape is burned. The scrub forest looks like a fire destroyed everything, and there is a desolate wind blowing through the standing, burnt-out tree trunks. There are no bird sounds here. No sense of life. Kashaka and Chatusma join us, and we rest by a small creek with just a trickle of water flowing. It's safe to drink, and so we do. Cheetak flies ahead to find our path. Kashaka says we need to climb, and we start following the creek up the hillside. The bush quickly becomes thick. Many small trees still standing, but fully burned. We are kicking up small clouds of ash as we walk. We crawl through a narrow ravine, stone at our sides, not much width to walk in alongside the creek. The ravine sides extend about 50 feet above our heads, so there is little light here. It is cool and still. The ravine opens up to a circular space with a bit more light shining through. Cheetak is landed on my shoulder again. Kashaka is walking towards a cave entrance that is partially overgrown by a large, old oak. Thick bark has been partially burned, but it is still alive. And as we approach, we hear a voice. Who comes to enter? I hold back since this is a big booming voice, so Kashaka comes back and pushes me forward. You have to answer. This is yours to experience, he says. I step up. I do. I feel like I'm being scanned. You are from the Kendall clan, the tree says. Yes. You deny this birthright many times. Yes. It is time to clear that path as it clings to you, but honoring its gift to you as well. Are you ready to begin? Yes. Kendall is my maiden name, and I don't ever feel connected really to my father's family. He died quite a while ago, and I didn't realize until they said this that that was true. The tree seems to shift because the cave opening becomes wider, and there is a shaft of light flowing through it. I walk in with the cats behind me, Cheetak on my shoulder but tense. There are shelves with drawers and boxes along a narrow passageway leading to a room where the light comes from. I hear a woman's voice say, "Come in." It's a small room, simple wooden desk and a wooden chair, like a desk chair, sitting in front of it. The light comes from a lantern on the desk. Behind the desk sits an old woman, taller than I'd think given her age, and her back is straight. It seems like she must have been quite beautiful once. I am your father's mother's grandmother, from the side of your family long forgotten but present still in Scotland. This is not a connection to that past, though, but a request for release from the energies that bind us. She waits for me to sit. The cat's at my feet. Cheetah jumps on the desk and walks forward, watching her. She reaches into a drawer and pulls out a dried mouse. Cheetah plucks it from her hands and hops to the floor, sits in a corner munching. "You're safe here," he says. The cats are calm as well. She continues speaking. "Many long years ago, the women in our family were forced to marry into local connections to keep us going during times of great hardship. We have always been strong and strong-willed, and considered by some to be beauties. So we were able to marry when others couldn't find husbands and suffered in the fate of the poorhouse. This survival, although blessed, pummeled our sense of strength and creativity and peace, and many of us became embittered. Even as we moved forward into more promising locations, such as the place of your birth, still we carried the burden of never having the peace to express who we were. Now I can see that we refuse to notice the freedom to feel good every day, no matter what. It is this freedom of clear sight I gift to you now, and ask in return that you bless our line with release of our bitter energies, turning them into grace and joy. Will you do this now, daughter?" I say yes, and I stand to take her hand. I'm feeling the energy of my family of light, all of my guides, very strong around me now. I call them in for the blessing. I call forth my entire family of light and ask their blessing and assistance. I call forth the energies of the lineage of my father's mother's grandmother, and her grandmother, and her grandmother, and all of her sisters and siblings, back to the time of their loss of freedom and the burden of their embittered perspective. And I move this energy forward to now, and my family, and my embittered perspectives, and I call upon the white ray to purify our energies. I invoke the presence and blessings of divine grace. I ask the violet transmuting flame to move throughout all time and space, all alternate and parallel realities, all known and unknown lifetimes, all soul extensions, all ancestral lineages, and transmute all of these lower energies, perceptions, beliefs, cords, hooks, curses, commitments, agreements, contracts, and vows, to the highest divine source light. I ask the assistance of my family of light in replacing these outdated perceptions and self-imposed limitations with a river of light carrying divine abundance and peace and self-respect and self-worth and joy and ease. I anchor this river of light throughout all of this ancestral lineage, and I ask a blessing of peace and a shining forth of their graces and gifts for all of this family throughout all time and space. I ask for comfort and release to their souls, and I call forth all of my energy that is part of my lineage in support of my divine mission in this embodiment. So be it, and so it is. I see a stream of violet blue light swirling around us, and then back behind her, continuing for a long ways, and then coming back wrapped now in a white and gold light in addition to the violet and the blue. It moves over us and then circles around me, so we are wrapped in this like a wind that is blowing, and I see her hair moving. She reaches in her heart and reaches out to me, holding something. You have given me peace, and now I share our freedom with you. She gives me a small gold marble. It's actually a golden pearl, and tells me to swallow it. When I put it in my mouth, she and the cave are all gone, and I'm back outside with the tree and the totems. I am turning into a tree. Golden roots and golden branches, and a fruit appears. I pick it, and I hear a voice speaking, so I put it close to my ear. And I hear, it's all in your sound. The song of your soul, the sound of your light transmitted in shared meditations, the voice of your writing. It is all in the sharing. I put the fruit in my heart, and we walk out of the ravine. Me as a golden sapling, Cheetah on a branch, the cats on either side. When we exit the ravine, I wash in the stream, and the tree shrinks inside me, carried in my bones.